Is the U.S. at all concerned about Mr. Mohammed contesting Guyana's elections? And if so, why?
Yes, we are concerned. Anytime the U.S. Department of Treasury OFAC sanctioned individual has the potential to become a member of government, that is concerning for us. It's problematic in multiple ways because the way that we as the U.S. government can interact with the government, we have to be very careful if that person is involved. Let's say he were on a certain committee. We would have to be very careful in working with that committee. We have to make sure that we didn't work with him specifically. So that's a bit of an issue, yes. And the other thing that concerns me a bit more, however, is that when you see an OFAC sanctioned individual become a part of an official within a government, it sends concern through the private sector of the United States. So you see U.S. companies often rethinking their relationships in the country. We saw it in Afghanistan. We've seen it in other countries as well. They sometimes look to de-risk or to even just cut ties with the country. And we're in such a beautiful position right now. All these U.S. companies want to come to Guyana, and Guyana is welcoming so warmly all of these U.S. companies. And I don't want, if he were to become a member of the government, that to change. So that's a real concern that I have.
What about if he becomes a regular member of parliament in the opposition? Is that still a concern?
Well, yes, he would still be a member of government, so that would be a concern for us. Yes.
Could we expect any moves from the U.S. government in terms of moving past the sanctions? Any further investigations in relation to the Mohammed?
I can't really speak to that at the moment. We just know that he was sanctioned on June 11, 2024, and those sanctions remain. But I can't really speak to anything further at this time.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Welcome to another episode of Sheriff's Podcast. Today I'm here to speak about one topic and one topic only. And this topic I've been speaking about for many months or many weeks. And again, Sheriff Podcast, we tell nothing but the truth and the truth only. I've said many weeks ago that people that are associated with the Team Mohammed and Mr. Mohammed party two things will happen. They will either be on a sanction list, their visa will be revoked, or now, yesterday, we saw a private bank close the account of the individuals that are involved with his party. Now, I didn't look at the press conference because I looked at it for a minute and I didn't see the leader of the party at the press conference. Now, have you ever seen the PPPC keep a press conference and the head of the party or the president is not there unless it's a ministerial press conference? Now, they came out with rants and raves. They came out with, why their accounts were being, and their mortgages were being revoked. Now, this is just the start of the revocation of bank accounts and mortgages in Guyana, that people that are associated with the Team Mohammed party, right? And it comes back to what we've been trying to tell you all the time, viewers. It comes back to where we say that, look, if you're associated with a sanctioned man, a man who's sanctioned by OFAC, as you saw at the beginning of this podcast, that the U.S. ambassador said that anytime a sanctioned individual gets into government, it causes a problem for the U.S. and the U.S. government and the U.S. private sector. And let me break that down for you. But before I break that down for you, let me get back to the bank account stories. The U.S. are closely monitoring, and the local banks are closely monitoring who are attending these parties and these rallies, who are attending these so-called outreaches, and they're going to start looking at you. Of course, you know, when you open a bank account in Ghana, you have to give a picture. They're going to start pulling up your files, and they're going to start, what you call it, revoking your bank account and revoking your mortgages. Now, I just want to ask a question to my viewers, and you can answer me in the comments. Of course, I won't see the comments until after. But do you really want to vote for or support a man that has a lot of money, calls himself a billionaire, and you, the regular folks out there, your bank account is going to get revoked, your mortgages are going to get revoked, you're going to lose your house, you're going to lose your car if you have a mortgage. Or if you don't have a mortgage, well, then there's no need to worry. So I guess this press conference they did last night, which made no sense whatsoever, they're upset that they are with a sanctioned individual. They are associated with a sanctioned individual, which is very serious. And I've been saying this for months on this podcast. My co-host is, I'm sure he's going to bring up this topic later on when he does this podcast in the next hour. So remember, when you're going to his rallies and you're going to his and you're wearing that blue wind t-shirt and you're supporting him, you're not only supporting a sanctioned individual, but you're supporting a fraud, a con, a man who smuggled gold out of Guyana, a man who is sanctioned for corruption, a man who hasn't paid his taxes, a man who can't even be a man and pay his taxes on his luxury vehicles that he drives around and being all pompous about. Now, again, that is his prerogative. But you, the voters out there, can you afford that? Can you afford that your bank account is being revoked? How are you going to cash your grant checks when the PPP win? Because the PPP will win. It's just determined by how much or how many votes they win by, and what percentage more they take in parliament, and how many seats more they get, as you can see from their rallies. So my point here is going to be very short today, but I want to say this to you. Can you afford that? And we've been saying it over and over in this podcast, and it's like the people of Guyana don't understand. A support for T. Mohammed is a support for Maduro, giving away Essequibo. A vote for T. Mohammed is taking away your visa, a revocation of your visa, a revocation of your bank account. As you heard it from the U.S. ambassador at the beginning of this podcast, saying that U.S. companies will pull out once you get sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Department, which is OFAC, which is part of OFAC, right? There is no getting out of that. It happened as she said, it happened in Afghanistan, where U.S. companies are had to pull out. They didn't want to do business with a country, even if an opposition leader or an opposition member is sanctioned. They don't want to do business. This didn't come from me. This didn't come from Sheriff Podcast. This came from the U.S. ambassador herself. Now, just be careful, my Guyanese brothers and sisters, of what or who you're supporting, because at the end of the day, you have a life to live for the next 5 years. Mr. Mohammed, T. Mohammed, When he finishes and he done, he can kick Odessa out, he can kick Fata out, he can kick Doggy out, right? And he can go to parliament, he can make himself a clown as usual, right? And the people that voted for him, you are the ones that are gonna suffer the consequences. Because I don't know, I'm not au fait with the US intelligence in Guyana, but I'm sure that it's pretty sophisticated. So they know who you are. They know who are supporting and who are not supporting. Now, what are the local companies? What are the US companies that are in Guyana? ExxonMobil. If ExxonMobil pulls out of Guyana, says, listen, we don't want to do business with Guyana because, there's a sanctioned individual. It's like I have a black tongue. Whatever I say comes true. But it's not that I have a black tongue. It's that I do my research and I do my research well. I know some of you call me crackheads and I do coke and whatnot out there. It might seem so because an intelligent person has their facts and their facts right. And slowly, day by day, it's coming to light. Right? Slowly, day by day, it's coming to light. Every day you see, this party has more internal issues, family issues, than days of nomination. Right? Now, let's talk about the disgusting interview the press conference that was held yesterday. Imagine you're a party leader and you cannot show up to your own press conference to explain to the Guyanese people why the people around you are their bank accounts have been revoked. Now, do you think the Amara Bank alone is going to do this? There's all the rest of banks will follow suit. Just like how he doesn't have a bank account and he cannot wire, send money, do any money transactions, right? It's the same exact way that they're going to look at you. They're going to revoke your bank accounts. They're going to revoke your car loans, your home loans. So be free to support T. Mohammed, but also remember, when he doesn't win, or if he does win, which is not going to happen, but if he does win, right, what's going to happen to you, the Guyanese people? ExxonMobil, which is the largest company in Guyana, that pays the most taxes, that we earn royalties from, that all these infrastructure development is happening, they're going to pull out. When they pull out, all the rest of companies and subcontractors will have to pull out, because how else are they going to get paid? How else are they going to make money? So coming back to the short podcast, because I think Joel, my host, he has another podcast schedule. I just want to remind my viewers, vote for the party that shows progress. Vote for an unsanctioned party, a party that doesn't affiliate themselves with sanctioned personnel. Vote for a party that will make Guyana better. Don't vote for a party that you are going to be facing the consequences. Just think about it. Mohammed bread is well buttered, right? He can live 4 lifetimes and his money will still be available. Can you, his supporters, or can you, the Guyanese people, afford that? No, you can't. And this podcast is coming truly from my heart because, one, I was disappointed to see that the leader of the party held called not he called a press conference, but they called a press conference. And what was the press conference about? The press conference was about a simple matter. The bank has revoked your bank account and your mortgages. What do you expect to happen? Ghana follows the anti-money laundering law. We are in compliance with it. As some of you might know, if you deposit $2 million or more into your account, you have to show proof of income, proof of contract. So, a vote for win is a vote of taking Ghana 10 years backwards. Now, as you can see on the screen, come September 1st, don't look at the big crowds that are coming out. That's great, that's dandy, that's wonderful. As Chow Pao said last night, Lyrical comes out and he sings and the crowd goes crazy. But the reality and the fact is this. Come September 1st, bring out your family, bring out your friends, bring out your father, your mother, your siblings, your ex-lover, your current lover. You know, I just got to put them on two little jokes inside, right? Vote PPPC. And remember, when you're putting that X in the box, make sure it's exactly in that box. It's not touching any lines. And it's not overlapping. Because your vote wouldn't be counted. Now I counted. Now I know that it's tedious day in and day out, right? To hear me speak about these things. And I want to say, Mr. Mohammed, you're a disappointment to your party. You are taking the people that are joining you down a wrong path, down a path of shamefulness, down a path of irresponsibility to the Guyanese public, and down a path that you can't even keep a press conference. You don't even have a podcast. You haven't even given an interview yet. It's very soon. What is it? What is it, producer? Very soon, very shortly. That's been your answer from day one. Very soon, very shortly. As you can remember the famous Gordon Mosley, I keep on saying it. Because it was a shock to me that Barajak, they're given our speech of what they're going to do. The other parties, even PNC, given speeches of what they're going to do. And your answer was very soon, very shortly. Now, what are you hiding from the Guyanese people? You're hiding nothing. The bulk of the Guyanese people know that you have no intelligence to run a party. That's why you have a person like Odessa Primus, right? Who is rumored to be your vice presidential candidate, right? So I don't know what Mark France is going to do. I even see Mark France at the PPP, a video of Mark France at the PPP rally. I don't know what he was videoing or doing there. But maybe he wants to come over. Maybe Vice President Jagdu and President Ali might feel sorry for him. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not a member of the party. I just come here and say facts, and the facts are all coming to light sooner rather than later. So, vote PPPC come this election. Don't worry about all the clout and all the hype and all the monies. Collect your little money, collect your little freck we're giving you. I'm not saying don't collect the little money. Collect the money. Collect the free things that you're giving you. But come September 1st, remember, you have 5 years of punishment if you vote to win. This information doesn't come from me. This information came from the bank, as you can see yesterday. This information came from the US ambassador. I think Ramaya pulled out of his party. Well, not I think it, I know, I saw the video. A lot of people are going to leave the party very soon, very shortly. they're going to leave the party. And it comes back to the point of where you need to be a leader. You can't be a follower. And what he is a follower. Right? Now, your sister wasn't present. Yourself wasn't present. So what was the point of the press conference? What questions could the Primus answer? What the bank take away your bank account? What do you expect? The bank to come and give you an additional loan? No, it doesn't work like that. You are a sanctioned personnel. Odessa Primus' visa was revoked when she went to the US. She was turned back. Right? Now, again, I want to end this podcast by saying vote for PPPC, vote for a brighter future. I don't get paid to do this, so of course I'm going to tell you that the Sheriff Cambio or secured Cambio on Region 3 next to the Sheriff Hospital. We have the best rates in Region 3. Check out our medical center. Check out our hospital if you're sick. Also, I want to say that the Sheriff Bar is going to be open from 3 p.m. today to 4 a.m. Come. It's not just a bar, it's a vibe. There's so many different activities happening. There's a lot going on. So I want to say this to you. Vote PPPC and I'll catch you in the next one.